Hey YouTube land, Tech Hunters are doing another action figure review, and today we're having a look at not one but two Mcfarlane DC Multiverse Joker figures from the Dark Knight trilogy. So we have the original Dark Knight trilogy Build-A-Figure set one, and the gold label one that came out, which is the Joker bank robber or heist Joker as he's known. So before we get into the figures and their accessories, we'll have a quick look at the boxes. So I'm just going to pop these down and we'll have a look at the original Joker's box first. So it comes in a standard window box packaging with a collectible Bane mentioned part 2 of 4. There is a scan code on the side of these. There is the name, the Dark Knight trilogy, and on the back of the box it has another scan QR code, images of the other figures in the wave. So you have Christian Bale Batman, Joker, the Aaron Eccleston, is that the right word? Two-Face, Harvey Dent Two-Face, and the Scarecrow, which unfortunately doesn't have an alternate unmasked Cillian Murphy head. It's just the one with the standard head. Interesting enough to note that on the box, instead of showing the collector card that comes within this, it shows an image of Bane, and then it shows an image of which figures come with what. So in order to complete the whole figure, you need all 4 figures. And out of all the figures in the wave, the Scarecrow one is my least favorite, which I do not have. I'm missing both Scarecrow and Two-Face, so eventually I will pick those up. And we can have a look at the collectible Bane. For Bank Robber Joker, much same thing. You have a QR code on the side, or scan code on the side, an image of the mask on, which is the same image from the actual collector card. You have the Bank Robber Joker Dark Knight, you have the gold label logo, and then it's all pretty much the same standard affair. You don't have any other figures in this wave because it's a gold label chase kind of figure, and the boxes are pretty much the same. So moving on from the boxes, we'll go into the figures and their accessories. So now I know the Dark Knight Joker, the original one, had an accessory in his hand that wasn't actually part of them, which is this Bowie knife, which I took off another Joker figure. So he does not come with that, just to let you know straight out. But what he does come with, he comes with some cool stuff, and I'll get into that in a second. So accessory wise, he's fairly light on accessories for himself. So he comes with the collector card. On the back it says unknown, name strikes terror into the hearts of the Gotham City citizens, quite like the Joker. In a city overrun with larger than life criminals, the always laughing villain stands alone. Complete psychopath with no moral compass whatsoever, the Joker, whose real name and identity remains completely unknown, is characterized by his chalk white skin, green hair, and a permanent rictus grin sketched across his face. But there isn't a single thing funny about this particular clown, who only finds humor in the suffering of others. Now if I bring in the other card from the bank robber one, you see if it has the same write-up. It is the exact same write-up. For the data file, there's no difference. Only difference is the artwork on the picture on the cover. So you have a picture of the Joker clown mask, and then you have the Joker Why So Serious kind of movie poster that they did for the Dark Knight trilogy when that came out. So we'll move those to the side. So the other thing that's dedicated for the original Dark Knight Joker is his base, which has the DC logo on it. It's the same base you get with both figures. So both of them have the exact same base, but you do get an alternate base for the collective build-a figure, which is this big stack of cash. It's hollow on the inside. It is designed with a peg hole that you can peg it on to the base to make it a bit bigger. So you have you can combine the two bases so it has a bigger, a rounder, more sturdier platform, and you can plug, he does have peg holes on the back of his feet, so you can plug him into that and have him on his base at the same time. So I'll just move him back there. So you have that, which is quite nice. You could almost probably have him sitting down on that if you wanted to. See if I can do it. It's not the best way when he's kind of sort of seated on it. You can kind of get him to sit down slightly on them, but it is for him. And then the stuff that isn't for him is you get the Bane head, which is quite nicely done. It looks just like Tom Hardy did in the movie. It's a fairly plain looking skin tone paint job. You could probably spruce it up a bit if you wanted to. Maybe add some veins or something just to make it pop a bit. But for what it is, it's not too bad. And then you get three sets of hands. So you get these grasping hands. Actually, make sure I get the right one to go. Right, yeah. So you get a trigger finger hand and a grasp hand. Then you get kind of more relaxed hands that are similar in design with the two fingers outstretched. And then you get the punching hands. So you get two punching hands. Now, if you have the trenchcoat gold edition version of Bane, those hands will swap out with those. I have tried it on my one. I don't want to bring it over just to distract from this review and have even more stuff to do. But it is a thing that you can swap out those hands with the... It's a bit of a tight fit, but it will fit. So, just for... what I'm going to do is I'm going to pop old Joker here. Just stand him up on his own without his base. So, moving on to the accessories for the other Joker. He gets one of the most interesting things for... Well, two things that are quite nice for this figure. Is he gets the alternate head, which is the mask. Now, this is the one that comes on him in the packaging. I swapped it out because I wanted the Heath Ledger Joker face. So you can see it has the hair tied back, strap going across the back of the head. It does look like it's a two-piece thing, but I'd say if you were to pull off this whole mask part, there would be nothing underneath other than some weird eyes and a big blank part where the face is. But you can swap out that head. You just pop off the head. The head's on the big ball joint, and you just get it in the right spot. You can have your bank robber Joker action figure looking like he did in the movie. If you were to probably get multiples of these guys, I think everyone wore the same kind of uniforms. Actually, did they? I'm trying to remember if they actually wore all the same stuff. I know they had similar masks. So you could probably get away with maybe a couple customs, just redoing the masks with different paint jobs. But overall, now he comes with two grip hands. He comes with a trigger finger right hand and a grip left hand. So if you have another accessory, we'll just use the Bowie knife because I have it handy. You can put that into his hand. It doesn't look too bad. I think this came with the Mortal Kombat Joker, I believe, the video game one. But it is also a Mcfarlane figure, so that's why I used the knife for this. He also comes with, now I don't understand why, but he comes with another trigger finger hand for his right hand. It looks like the exact same hand. And then he comes with a punching hand. So, from what I can see, unless mine's in error, but it looks like the exact same hand twice for this hand for whatever reason. Maybe he was supposed to come with two punching hands. I don't know. It could be just mine came with the wrong hands, but it looks like he came with two of the exact same hand. The other thing that is interesting between the two of these figures is they share quite a lot of bits. Now, I did find that this guy is a bit of a shame that he doesn't come with an alternate left hand, because he is permanently has this punching hand. Now you could swap out the extra hands that come with the Joker with the bank robber outfit. The only difference is he doesn't have the trademark or the iconic purple gloves. He'll only have black gloves, so it wouldn't be screen accurate to how he looked in the movie. But all in all, he looks pretty cool. I do find that the standard Joker looks like he has a bit of a pot belly going on, depending on which way you have him. But other than that, he is a pretty cool figure, and they do share quite a lot of components. So obviously the Heath Ledger heads are exactly the same. If I bring them up close, there might be a slight difference in the green used, or the green wash used on the hair. This one is a bit more glossy, this one's a bit more matte. But otherwise, the faces look identical. From what I can see, I think the red on this is a little bit more glossy as well. But like the scarring, the sculpt work is exactly the same. Same goes for the arms. So as you can see, the arms on the suit, on the dress suit, compared to the jacket, they're exactly the same. And same with the waist. Everything below the waist, from the pants all the way down, exactly the same. The only difference is the color palette that they use. Obviously grey for the grey suit, purple for his trademark purple suit. Even the shoes are the same, they just have different shades of brown. This one has a more kind of lighter yellowy, whereas this is more kind of darker brown. But overall, they are the exact same figure. The only difference is this waist body piece. So you have the shirt, excuse me, you have the shirt part with the, or you have the coat with the inner waistcoat, and then the shirt underneath, and then you just have an inner shirt for the heist one. But it is, both of these are done in kind of rubbery material. So it's, what I can imagine is when they're built, they're slipped over the figure and then the arms are plugged in, because their articulation is identical on both of these. I'm going to use this guy for the main articulation, so the arms can rotate around. You do have a bicep swivel. You have double jointed crunchy elbows. You do have the wrist swivel, and depending which way you have that hinge set up, there's a hinge in there, so you can have it rotated to the way you want. In fact, if I just pop off the hand, you can see there's a hinge there. It does have a bit of a crunch to it for the articulation, but you can rotate it which way you want. Head is on a ball joint, as you saw. There is a waist section. If I can, I wonder if I can lift up the waist. It feels like there is just a bar going up here, and this is all kind of fairly flat. It doesn't look like, it doesn't feel like there's any detailing, because there isn't a ab crunch, but there is just the ball joint for the legs, or for the waist. You have the splits this much on this version. I think it's a little bit more hindered on the standard version. His feet can go forward that much. Dual jointed knees. He has a rocker ankle. He has a toe articulation. The same two peg holes on the bottom of the feet. So if you want him to stand in front of that big pile of cash after he stole it from the heist, you can do so if I get him to do it. Come on. There we go. So you can have him standing in front of the big pile of money if you want. Doesn't make a difference. Again, same articulation. He can do splits that much. Same rocker ankle. He does have the addition of this piece glued to his waist. The chain for his, the gold chain that was hanging down off him. I'm not sure if it was for a wallet or if it was for something specific. Again, as I said, to the dual jointed elbow, depending on which way you have that hand set up. You have that joint, you have the neck joint, forward dual jointed knees, rocker ankles, and you have the peg holes and the toe boot, the boot articulation as well. So all in all, these are the exact, literally the exact same figure with a slight different waist coat. So if you were really pushed and you didn't want to pay the extra super price that people are charging for the standard version, which is kind of annoying because I managed to pick this guy up reasonably cheaper, but he was quite pricey at the same time. They do stand in around the 7-inch mark. Now, because I don't have him handy, I will bring in a Batman, but not the Batman from this particular movie set or movie lineup. This is the Robert Pattinson Batman, which is one I have to hand. And we'll bring in Chief Hopper from the Stranger Things series, because he's also in the same, or supposedly in the same scale. So you can see him, Joker, scaling up to other figures of a similar nature. All in all, I do like this Joker, both of these Joker figures, but if you're not pushed to get either of these ones, there is at least 2 other variations of this character coming out. There is a interrogation scene set, which comes with a table, basically the same figure again, except without the, I'd say it's the same figure except without this jacket on. It's when he just has the waistcoat. So he'll have different arms, but he'll have probably everything else will be the same carried over. And then there's a sonar version of him when Batman's looking at him through like I think the sonar device. So it's like a translucent bluish one with white paint apps. So there is that version as well. But all in all, it is a great version of the character and figure. Unfortunately, I don't have the NECA version that they released. They released a similar scale figure many moons ago. I never got it, so I don't know if how different he looks to that one. But I think this one is pretty cool. The only thing, my only gripe with this guy is, even though he does come with that cool money stack accessory, he is a bit light on dedicated accessories for himself. And if he had a swappable hand like the other one does, that would have made it a bit better. I'm not sure if the interrogation scene one, I haven't checked the accessory list or accessory set with that. The interrogation one might come with an open hand for his left hand. So if you were really, really desperate and wanted a normal style Heath Ledger with the 2 purple gloves and the open hand, you might have to track that one down just to be a bit more completist with it. But all in all, as these stand, these ones are pretty good. So I'm going to wrap this up here, and hope you enjoy your day. And as always, please feel free to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. Cheers, guys.